Kelly's Westport Inn presents the Royalman Report with Casey Royalman.
He's an important member of the sports atmosphere in Kansas City.
Michael Engel. Jeff Herr. And
Chris Kamler, who is the producer of the Royalman Report.
Music by 49 Stones and Andre and the Giants. And now, the Royalman Report.
Which is this group of Royals fans, like 3 or 4 of them, and they are kind of clinically insane.
Hey, happy opening day, everybody. My name's Chris. You may know me as the Fake Ned. Welcome to opening day. We are at an undisclosed location somewhere near what may or may not be the Truman Sports Complex at this point. It is 55 degrees. It is cold. It has just rained. We have likely ruined some sort of electrical equipment, but we are here and we are having a hell of a time. We're breaking out the kegs and we are going to have a good time here out at our undisclosed location. So welcome to our show. We're going to have a show for, I don't know, for as long as we can talk. Right now it's just me, so and we're gonna actually bring in another guy who is here today. Mystery guest, what is your name, sir?
The name's Jonathan Hurston with
Hang on, wait. Let me make sure I got the. Try it again.
My name's Jonathan Hurston with Shattered City Entertainment, CEO here with my DJ Banty's and equipment manager Bradley Friedman.
Anybody with the title of CEO, we're big fans of, because we don't get a lot of CEOs on our show. So you guys are providing the tunes today in our undisclosed location, which may or may not be somewhere near the Chiefs practice facility.
That's right.
Fantastic. So, John, what is Shattered City Entertainment, and why should we all be terribly interested in contracting your services?
Well, you said it right. It's not interested. It's terribly interested, and that's kind of our philosophy. We started about 4.5 years ago with the concept that when music's played, glass shatters. However, when we actually went online to buy our domain name, Shattered Glass Entertainment was taken. So we chose to do Shattered City Entertainment.
I think Shattered City, that's a kind of a bigger idea. You know, instead of just shattering glass, now you're shattering a city.
Exactly. We're shattering a city, and right now we're shattering an undisclosed location.
ShatteredUndisclosedLocation.com.
That's right.
I love it. The tunes you guys are pumping out are pretty good. So I take it you guys do weddings, bar mitzvahs, proms, just about, tent events.
Tent events at different types of athletic associations. Anything you want to have, we can do it.
Anything that you need shattered.
Yes, we can.
You
shatter
guys are it. Yeah, hop in, man.
And we have a special guest here because usually he's mixing the music, but we actually have a few minutes.
Mixing it out. Let me make sure your mic's on.
Yeah, it's on.
No, it's not. There you go.
Yeah, there I am.
There you are. Fantastic. And you are, sir?
My name's Ben.
Ben, what's your
DJ.
No? What's your DJ name though? That's not
DJ.
gonna work.
It's whatever you really want it to be. DJ Banty's today.
DJ Ben.
DJ Ben.
I like it. DJ Shattered City.
Yep.
You guys are pumping out some pretty good tunes. So we were just kind of talking about your corporate philosophy as an organization.
Our corporate philosophy is we're here to party.
Oh, beautiful.
That's pretty much it. We like to party. That's how we do it. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, and that's kind of the reason I found you when you were in an interesting location. My friend here, DJ Banty's, I found him actually outside of PBR Big Sky mixing tunes.
Nice.
And before I knew it, he became part of my group, and I've never been happier. So
with a name like DJ Ben, I mean you're destined for stardom, clearly. So
yeah, we're working on that.
We're working on that. So what do we got planned out for today? I mean, we're just gonna spin on the ones and twos, although it looks more like a laptop instead of ones and twos.
That's right. It is a laptop, but ones and twos are always involved, and maybe threes, because the goal here is to create an atmosphere of happiness and good values, and when the liquid is flowing through our bloodstream, it makes everyone happier as well.
I like it. Now, I take it you're a Royals fan?
I am a huge Royals fan.
What is your favorite opening day memory?
Oh my God. Actually, it was 4.5 years ago when I was 18 years old. I hope that doesn't make anyone here feel a little bit too old.
A little bit. It does.
And I came in, and it was actually my very first Royals game. I was never a big baseball fan, but after being raised by a soccer player, they understood. So I came in and first saw the screen and just really kind of fell in love with the Royals. So it's just really the whole experience all in general.
I like it. Where did you say you came from? Or as far as
I said raised by a soccer player.
Oh, raised by a soccer player.
My dad was a
came
professional soccer player.
From a soccer
background.
Yep. How about sporting? They're not doing too bad, huh?
No.
That's pretty solid.
And I like the fact they changed their name. It gives a little bit more, I guess, reputation, and it gives that European feel. Their stadium's gorgeous. So
have you been out to the? So you've been out to the stadium. Have you been to the Cauldron?
I have not been.
I got buddies that are in the Cauldron.
Did you?
And that seems like. Shattered Entertainment and the Cauldron may have to get together at some point in time.
That's what I was actually thinking about. I was talking to a couple of my business partners, actually a couple of the venture capitalists that invested in us a couple of years ago, and they said, hey, if we got into the Cauldron, we could probably get some really, really good advertising opportunities.
So just to recap, we're talking to somebody with a title of CEO that has dealt with venture capitalists. So
yes.
I'm a big fan of that. That's very nice. You guys are kicking ass. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah.
And, hey, so if you guys want to contract their services, and these guys they're good guys. They got great tunes. So it's Shattered City of ENT@gmail.com, and it's shatteredcityent.weebly.com.
Yeah.
We'll put that up on our website.
Yeah, weebly.com. So take a look there. We'll be putting up pictures after the game, and definitely give a shout out. Give a text message. We're gonna have a contest over the next couple hours, and even if you're listening to this not live, 913-558-3065.
Okay,
913-558-3065. Give a text message. Even this isn't live. $100 off your first performance, first dance, first bar mitzvah, first bat mitzvah, first prom, first party. You can be 13, 14, or 29. It doesn't even matter. And we take all shapes, sizes, colors, and ethnicities, and we love everyone.
I love it. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You bet. That's fantastic. So these are the guys that from Shattered City Entertainment, and they're pretty good guys. They're doing a little DJing today. I remember since it's just me, I can just tell you guys. I had a DJ company for about 3 events until old fake Ned got a little tipsy. So that was fun. But anyway, so they're going to be on the 1s and 2s behind us at our undisclosed location that may or may not be somewhere near the Truman Sports Complex. I can see downtown Kansas City from where we are. Let me pull up the other camera there. Hang on, that's the wrong camera. We're waiting for Troy and Michael Engel and all those guys. You can see a Porta-John, and way off in the distance, I don't know if the camera can make it, that is the outline of the great city of Kansas City. Is where we are today. So other than that, I only spin this around. I'll kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on here. There's me. There's Shattered City, the boys from Shattered City. In the distance, I don't know if you could see it, but at our undisclosed location, we have telescopic lenses able to see Arrowhead Stadium. And then way off in the distance back there, we have other telescopic lenses that may or may not be Kauffman Stadium, somewhere far, far away, certainly not inside any sort of broadcast zones for any other media markets. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to kind of talk and chill. We've got Martin Steele, an 1102 fan, in our chat room, and we're just kind of hanging out and waiting on more important folks. They were talking a little bit earlier about opening day memories, and I'll quickly tell you mine. When I was in middle school, I think, back in the day, you used to be able to go out to Royal Stadium and camp out for general admission tickets, and so we would camp out. My cousin and I would go out there the night before, and we'd bring our sleeping bags and not enough water and not enough food, but we'd camp out in line. So we were usually 5th or 6th or 7th in line, and we would camp out. We did this 2 or 3 times. And one year I was in middle school. I know that. So whatever age you are when you're in middle school, you can camp out. And so I went over to a payphone, and we had I called one of the radio stations, and I told them. They said, "Well, what are you doing? Are you camping out for opening day tickets?" I said, "Hell yeah, we're camping out for opening day tickets." Just a little snot-nosed kid. I think it was like Q104. That was the big radio station back then. But camping out for Royals tickets. Yeah, put that anywhere, Troy. That's fine. Just spray that. And so I'm talking to this radio station. And I say, yeah, and I want to tell all you suckers at Eastgate Middle School that you guys are all suckers for not being here at opening day. Well, not realizing that it was like right at 7:30, and there was my principal heard it, and so that typically wasn't good. And so I got in a little bit of trouble for telling everybody at Eastgate Elementary to suck it. We are joined now by the one, the only, Troy Olsen. You may know him as the host of the Royalman Report. Most of the rest of us know him as the voice of Casey Royalman. Hello, Troy. How are you?
Sir, that was a great story.
Was that a good story?
It was a great story.
Welcome. Happy opening day, sir.
Happy freaking opening day.
We are at our undisclosed location where that may or may not be within shouting distance of the Truman Sports Complex. So did you find a place okay? Did you figure it out?
Well, I walked around like an idiot for a little while, but I do that on a daily basis around
much,
here,
yeah.
so it wasn't anything different.
Yep. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. This is probably going to be my favorite opening day just because of...
Because it's 12 degrees and
well, you know,
cold.
And I didn't bring my jacket, so maybe I'll just freeze my ass off.
They're fine.
Yeah, they're not going to hurt us none.
Come here. We want to bring in the host of our event here. This is Chris Luhning, and how you doing, man? You're not on. Hang on. Now you're on.
Now I'm on?
Now you're on. You look good.
I can hear myself.
Hey, I want to thank you for holding this in our undisclosed location that may or may not be somewhere within a stone's throw of the Truman Sports Complex. Thank you very much for having us.
Very good. And Scott Pioli does not know where we're at.
No, he's got no idea.
Well, I'm not
that we can pee and hit his training facility. So
I'm not too worried about the people up in the castle coming clear out here into BFE to find us.
We have a security guard over here. They've cut what they call a running hill onto the side of the slope, and they don't want people running on it with it so wet. So they actually have a security guard standing right over there, and I think he's trying to mooch some food. What do you think?
He may be, but he can't control the drunk rolling down of the hill.
No. That may have to happen, actually. How many years have you been doing this?
This is our 12th year.
And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah, it is.
This is like a ticketed event now.
It is a ticketed.
It's like a VIP. There's a rope line over there.
It's a VIP, very exclusive. You have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody to get into it.
God bless you, sir.
I'm just lucky they still let me come every year.
And they that's true. You know it's gotten big when they stop inviting the host to the event.
I disclosed our location on Twitter.
No, God, you can't do that. That's terrible. But
that's good. If anybody finds us,
it takes a minute.
It does?
It does. It takes a minute to figure out. Well, the great directions from our fearless fake Ned here. He
in 42. He goes right there.
He goes, it's in the end lot, and then I call Mike, who's still working on getting here. He was at parking like 10 minutes ago, so he's lost somewhere. But he goes, yeah, it's somewhere over by, but straight away from E. And I'm going, there is no E. So I found it, though. I was very excited.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it. Yes. And if anybody, friends and neighbors happen to be around, we'll take care of you. We'll get you a beer, and we'll make sure. Just come find us first, because Luhning charges us $20-$30 for each beverage that he got. So, but thank you for having us, man. This is awesome.
Absolutely. I'm glad you guys came
you guys
out.
got a DJ, you got a barbecue pit. It's phenomenal. So
no, the big thing is we've got fake Ned.
Hey, if you guys want to do this bigger next year, let us know. We'll make a big old event out of this.
Dude, it's got a tent.
Huge as it is.
So the tent is structurally safe now. We got the tent.
Yeah, when
we
got here this morning, it was actually at a 45-degree angle.
That's fantastic. I love it.
But yeah.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks very much.
That's Chris Luhning. He's our host. We got Shattered City Entertainment spinning tunes back there. And we got Shattered City, and we got Fake Ned and Casey Royalman. Honestly, it's not a party till Casey Royalman shows up.
I don't think that's the case.
What do you got on your agenda for today?
Well, I'm going to start out
probably
here.
going to go out and kiss babies and shake hands.
Yeah, I got to go find Dave Darby here after a while. The great Dave Darby. What is it? Dave Darby 42.
I missed him in the chat room. He's Is
there anybody in the chat room?
Yeah,
this morning?
1102 fans in here, and Martin Steele. I think Martin Steele just kind of hangs out in our chat room.
He just
wakes
happens
up to be in there when we do our live shows. So
he's got like a kid and stuff. I think.
Who else was in there? Somebody said that we're broadcasting from the moon. That is actually very likely. It's a little bit gray today. We're trying to somewhat hide our location as much as we can.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
I don't know, man. These Chiefs people are kind of crazy.
You know, by the time somebody got out here from the K or from Arrowhead, by the time they came out of their castle, we would your phone's going to be dead anyways.
No, man, we got plenty of. If you guys are curious as to how we are doing this, we're doing it. We have a generator, and then we have that's powering all our stuff, and then we have my laptop, and then this is all being blown through my phone live through live stream. Obviously, we're recording it for our podcast later. But so thank you to the folks at Apple for inventing the technology that allows us to.
They invented the
broadcast.
Wi-Fi technology too?
Probably not, but they'll say they did.
Why not? They probably own a patent on it.
Absolutely. So, yeah. I mean, tell me about opening day. What
I think I see Michael Engel descending on us from above.
Oh shit, that can't be good.
And I think he's got a woman with him, so that can't be Michael Engel.
That can't possibly be him. I brought a blanket just in case any of the girls were chilly.
You know, and I should have brought my jacket. I'm hoping it warms up today a little bit. It's supposed to. All this shit's supposed to clear out of here. Can we say shit on the air?
No.
Oh wait, it's my show.
Not at all. As we should probably just film him coming in and like set it to music or something.
Right. God, look at that. He does actually have a woman with him.
Oh God. God bless him. He's a good man.
God bless him. She's a Red Sox fan though. I don't know how I feel about this.
She's a Red Sox fan. I'm not sure where. That's very good. So, talk to me a little bit about your opening day memories, sir.
You know, I've only been to a few of them here. I actually went to.
That's way
I've
too
actually
close
been
to your face. Oh my God, that's gonna scare people.
I've been to way more out in Colorado than I had here because that's where I went to college and all. But you know, it's so great to be out here because, like I said on 810 yesterday when I was on Three Guys in a Garage.
Oh, hey, go ahead and drop. Hey, you picked that up. You dropped that name there.
Yeah, and you know, and I guess this morning I was on KCTV5.
What's up, buddy? How you
doing? Michael Engel joining the party.
Michael Engel, hey buddy. Hey buddy.
I'm going to.
Hey buddy.
So yeah, opening day here is unlike any other. You know, there was one time when I walked down to Coors Field. Well, I took a bus to Coors Field from my dad's house when I was like 14 years old when he was living out there, and we took a bus down there, and I bought an opening day ticket the day of the game. Actually got it in the news that day too. No costume back then, but it's not nearly the event in Colorado.
Did you run out on the field to get on TV?
No, but I actually got chosen to go out on the field and do like the second base thing, and I've got a really cool Royals jersey.
You weren't like the little kid that runs out with Unieski Betancourt and holds his hand as they do the national anthem?
I was probably, when this happened, I was in college already, so I was probably 20, and the guy, I was wearing my Nebraska jacket to the game that day, and because that's how I roll, and the guy that was picking people had graduated from the marketing school at UNL, and so he wanted another Nebraska fan. So,
hey, you want my Royals hat? We've got trash cans in
Jamie.
The tent.
There's my buddy, Jamie Geist. He actually, yeah.
Oh my God, it's JW Geist. He exists.
Oh my God.
He actually,
what's up, baby?
He actually has a broadcasting communications degree.
That's why he grabs his beer before he goes on air.
Right.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, and I
set
it right next to the board here.
I only brought 3 chairs. If you want to grab, how you doing, man? Grab another chair here. I'll grab a chair. Hang on, I'll grab a chair. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
We're going to talk amongst ourselves.
Let's talk about amongst
This is going to be a very interesting month of podcasts. You know that, Mike? We used to do high quality stuff, and we've been live for a few weeks now.
We've been tainted by fake Ned.
Hey, I got to bring up again the 22nd. It looks like we're going to have Shawnee Mission Kia Jen on the show.
That's crazy.
I mean, I never would have thought to had her, but Jeff said it kind of as a joke, and I mentioned it. And I don't think there's been as many excited people about a guest since JJ Piccolo as there are for Shawnee Mission Kia Jen.
That's how a lot of our guests happen. We just throw it out there as if, oh, that'd be cool. Let's get Kevin Goldstein on the show. And then lo and behold.
I saw you name drop Rex Hudler the other day. Is that really happening?
Rex Hudler, and
he's got Rex Hudler's phone number. He's got Rex Hudler's phone number. He just needs to call it.
Every now and then.
Rex Hudler and Shawnee Mission Kia Jen
on the same day.
On the same show?
Yeah, on the same show. Imagine? Both on the couch, if we could make that happen.
Could you imagine how drunk I would have to be to make that happen?
A battle to the death.
I don't know why you got to be like that.
The other night we were talking about some show planning and whatnot, and I mentioned we should set them on the couch and they talk to each other like they were Furbies.
You remember, for those of you that are old enough, Furbies, if you sat them, that you couldn't take them into any sort of Justice Department because they recorded audio and repeated it. And if you sat them and you made them look at each other, they would talk till the batteries died. It was actually one of the coolest things. So,
Which is actually what Fake Ned does, too.
Jamie's
pretty
actually
much.
been a listener since episode 1.
This is true.
Jamie,
Although
you don't
You're a
happen
point
to have
niner.
episode 1 on your
Wait,
computer
wrong show.
somewhere, do you?
I don't.
That makes me sad. Like,
Yeah.
I know. I saw your quest to reclaim that episode, but sorry to say that
It's gonna be like
Six.
it's gonna be like the Doctor Who episodes that are bouncing back off a satellite somewhere in like 20 years. We're gonna have episode 1 with Christian Cologne bouncing back to the Earth.
There's probably aliens out there in Gamma 5B that are starting to listen to that and going, who the hell are these guys? And what do
You
they
know,
think
it's
they're
funny.
doing?
I have another story of a lost episode.
Go for it.
Hit it.
About 1998, there was this small backyard wrestling group that
Oh
I was
my
a part
God.
of.
It's way
hang
too
on,
early
wait.
in the day
Hang
for
on, wait a
this.
second. I may have
You may have
something
something
that.
for that?
Yeah, no, go ahead and tell the story.
Well, there was our superstar. This is kind of a creative retelling. Was a young man named Rain Man.
Shut up,
who,
man.
of course,
I really hate you guys.
the star of this was all set up, by the way, Engel. I talked to Troy a couple days ago about this happening.
you don't have to
the
go
wrong
that.
song.
Here, let's back up real quick.
Anyway.
For those of you that I don't know what episode number it was, but I was sitting around the house one day and we were talking about this is how geeky all of us are. I mean, obviously we're geeks, you know that, but we're Twitter geeks for God's sake.
If you didn't know,
I used to do e-fetting when it was called e-fetting because you did it by email. I used to have an email list that was like 75 people, and
Not it.
and we would send out role plays, smack talks and what have you. And I was talking about this on Facebook one day about my walk-up music was Another One Bites the Dust. And out of the blue, all of a sudden, I get Jamie and Mike talking about that they were e-fetters as well. And so then I DM Jamie, and I'm like, Jamie, I got to have more information on this e-fetting about Mike. I want to use it in an open. And Jamie goes, "Oh, I've got
I got
something
more."
better." I was like, well, that's one way to do it. Just throw your friend under the bus like that. So
Right.
So Rain Man was fun, and Mike was a strikingly small dude back then. I mean, you were
Oh,
skin
yeah.
and bones,
I mean,
brother.
I wasn't drinking yet, so.
Well,
I mean, you're not fat by any means. I mean, Ned and I we're fat, but you're
Uh,
not
me
fat.
too.
You-
I got
too.
some handles, so.
He is, but now, to his credit, from that small frame, not only did he become world heavyweight champion,
Oh, Jesus.
also
World
a
heavyweight
multiple-time
champion.
regional champion, and maybe even, I don't think you ever held the tag team titles.
Was the
though.
regions between like 19th Street and 23rd Street? Was
Yeah,
that the region?
Basically, yeah.
We felt silly calling it the Intercontinental title, so we had to call it something.
We're
I
doing
like
this out
it.
of Shin, Kansas.
Yep,
what was
Shin
his
Shin.
walk-up music? I'm trying to find it.
It was
no more
No
tears.
No More
Tears.
Tears.
Oh, here we go.
That was
Yeah.
his walkout music. He had another personality that
Let's
I've
talk
never
about that one.
disclosed. Now, I don't want to toot our own nerdy horn here, but that one was quite a well-constructed character. Let me paint the picture.
Hit me.
Oh, God.
So we had a bit of a shutdown and a reboot in our franchise, if you will, which meant basically it got cold and snowed, so we couldn't wrestle in our backyard anymore. So the next year we come back, and keep in mind we're wrestling on dirty mattresses in someone's backyard in a town of about 400. And Rain Man, if you will, is reborn as Michael Hillen IV. Now,
hate
Michael Hillen IV had a long and storied time before he came to the HCW. He was a former piano prodigy.
I'm just going to go
as
back
his
to the
youth.
car now.
Piano prodigy.
His parents kicked him out for never being quite good enough, and so he turned to the leagues of the HCW. Bret Hart reference there, the HCW.
I love it. I love it.
To begin his quest to become world heavyweight champion. He was homeless. He was on the street, sleeping in a cardboard box, which he brought to the ring with him. The cardboard box.
That's a nice touch.
Until one day he was powerbombed onto the cardboard box by a competitor.
This story is
Big
so
wig.
good. I want to marry it.
I don't want to make this a nerd podcast more than it already is. A bunch of guys pretending to be baseball media.
Pretty
We were
much.
pretending to be
Oh.
wrestlers.
Oh, I don't think we pretend anymore. This guy over here gets
Oh, I know.
phone calls to be part of media events now.
I saw the
What?
magazine. I saw the
Oh,
magazine
you know,
and the
I
Billy
mean,
Joel
hey.
glasses. That was
Well,
a
I
big
mean,
deal.
I will
Fat
tell you-
Billy Joel. What else are you gonna do?
I will
But
tell you
eventually, Michael Hill in the fourth sold out. Can you believe it? He
Sell
sold
out.
out. He took a paycheck and then became world heavyweight champion.
this. That's how
I
it usually
love it.
happens. I give it up for you, Mike. You're taking all
Watch
this
your
pretty
backs
well.
on the Royalman Report because
Wow.
he could sell you
How
out
long
too.
did that take from sitting down to just going straight into No More Tears? About 3 minutes, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
I love it.
Hey,
Basically.
Courtney, are
And
you
his
getting this whole
ladies here.
story?
Yeah.
Are you getting this whole story of how awesome your boyfriend is, or your
Well,
date?
that
whatever
didn't
she
last
is?
long.
Yeah, no,
right?
that's over. That's
If you
over.
can't expose
You
your
know what?
friends
It was
when
a
they're
good
internet
run.
superstars, when can you expose them?
Since she's here, I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and pat myself on the back real quick.
Ew.
I am quite the matchmaker.
Ew. Hey, the day ain't over yet.
So
Right.
I'm pretty proud of myself
Thanks
for
for
this
sharing
one.
that
I just
story.
wanted you to know that.
So we were talking before you guys got here when it was just me. Sorry,
You're just
you guys will
talking to
hear. You
yourself.
guys will hear it on the podcast. What would be your guys' opening day favorite opening day memory or thought about either here at Kaufman or our undisclosed location or wherever?
Well, I
Who wants to
remember
go first?
last year was pretty interesting because the Royals didn't play very well. They didn't hit well. They were facing Jared Weaver, and he pretty much dominated. But they still had a chance. I think the bases were loaded, bottom of the ninth. Alex Gordon's up. Ball.
I got really.
on the
new-
open for a
yeah,
while.
That's
she had
just
this
what you
brand
want to
new
hear.
girl
yeah.
with her, and I was like, oh my god, I was so embarrassed for months.
I like that.
Only months?
How about you?
I was gonna use the Farnsworth bit, but that's been used already.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've been to the last 5
It's like you
opening
guys
days.
share a brain.
We grew up in Western Kansas. I moved up here 5 years ago and haven't missed an opening day since I moved up here. I would have to say last year was probably my highlight. We got quite drunk. I met Casey Royalman for the first time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't think he probably remembers.
played
I
some
honestly
epic
do not
washers.
remember
There's
this.
people
He was
that-
tooting his horn about, come drink champagne with us.
I
And
have
then-
champagne this year.
Round us up for it.
No, we missed out.
I was drunk and it needed to go on. So I'm wondering if we're about to get shut down, boys.
Why? Somebody talking to us?
Look behind you.
No, I don't want to look behind me.
No, whatever.
Nah, just keep talking.
He's just
Keep
a
talking
suit.
until they tell us to go away.
Last year when we brought our Jameson, I was basically passing it around like a communal, basically glass of wine.
Yeah.
Everybody was drinking out of it, strangers, friends, and I just kept drinking it. And until
I like
someone
it.
said, "That's really gross. Why are you just passing that around?" I was like,
Because
Because we're
It's opening
3/4
day.
through the
Yeah.
bottle.
"Someone's got to finish this before we walk inside."
And you went inside and you had hyposterpoliflades and
That guy looks familiar for some reason.
which guy? The guy in the suit?
Dude in the suit, yeah. Whatever.
Oh, I mean, no, they've been over
Which guy?
here
The guy
for
in
a
the suit?
while.
Dude in the suit, yeah.
They've been over here for a while
Whatever.
doing.
Oh,
no, they've been over
Which guy?
here
The guy
for
in
a
the
while.
suit?
Hang on,
Suit,
sorry.
yeah.
Oh,
They've
they
been
are
over
not-
here for a while.
They are not in baseball garb. I don't even think that's baseball garb on Boston terms, is it?
Yeah, what are we doing over here with the Boston hat?
She couldn't find
what's
her
going on?
Royals hat. She's from Connecticut, give her a break.
That's right. It is. It's home opening day over at Fenway.
At Fenway, too. And
They're
100 years of
Fenway's
Fenway, too.
100 years old. They should really give them the All-Star game.
Oh,
wait. What? All right. So
Yeah, it
she's-
only took you 100 years to get
clearly
that.
she's done talking. So
I'm
but,
I'm on Twitter right now, actively trying to recruit PC Bearcat to get over here
Yeah.
and make an
yes,
appearance.
do that.
Yeah, we need to meet Ross
He
Martin.
says he just fired up his grill, and it's going to be a bit, but
Well, that's all right.
you only get one chance in life.
Yeah, he's on it. He's got a podcast now called Budcast. So that's
No, PC Bearcat doesn't.
Oh, no,
PC
who am I-
Bearcat's
who am I thinking of?
Country
AJ
Breakfast.
Kofelt.
Yeah.
honestly, I got here so early. I'm so sleepy.
AJ will not be
I
here
can't
tonight.
think of anything.
You're the only man smart enough to wear
Hey,
sleeves
smile
and a
that
hat,
way.
though.
Sleeves
Right.
And I
This
put
is
them on.
the guy
I
who wore
quickly put
shorts.
them on. So, but
Hey,
everybody
photo op.
smile at Felicia. Say hi.
Hi.
Yay. Say opening day.
I feel like such a jerk getting in on a picture of
yeah.
the Royalman Report.
You're
So
a
what?
ringer.
So do you think this team is gonna come back from from Wednesday?
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine.
Wednesday sucked, man.
Wednesday sucked, but the bullpen looked great other than Broxton. I mean, they were nails. Like Tim Collins is looking completely reborn. Like, he's pitching better than at any point last year.
Like I said on 810 yesterday, I don't get too upset about losses, but that one sucked.
No, that one did suck.
I'll tell you what, as far as, I consider myself a pretty casual fan. I usually tune out by June or July when football camps get going and the Royals are in the tank. I'm hoping that will change in the future.
Yeah.
But the 1-0 loss on Monday hurt a lot more than the Wednesday loss.
Yeah.
To me.
I mean,
I can't tolerate that.
Yeah, if you can't even put up a run against Tom Malone,
I know.
Not really. I mean, the guy throws 87, and he was spotting his pitches, but
I was much more upset Monday night than I was Wednesday night.
I wasn't upset Monday because
you waste a good start from Luis Mendoza, and if you listen to me, I don't know how many good starts he's going to actually have.
So if you hear the music in the background, it's being brought to you by Shattered City Entertainment. They are not a sponsor, but maybe someday will be. But they're out here part of this party in front of this tent. We talked to Chris, I believe his name was, earlier, and it's quite the little party out here.
Yeah, this place is hopping. I mean, this place is really going to town. This is, I never actually thought of doing anything grander than, just getting your barbecue grill out and going nuts. But I mean, they've got a tent, they got tickets, they're gonna have barbecue, they got beer, they got all kinds of. Well, we didn't get shut down, so the go-kart's leaving.
Yeah,
another win.
A win for us
in our undisclosed location that may or may not be inside the Truman Sports Complex.
Yeah.
So.
This is going to be the worst show ever. By the time we
get
done,
no. Friday's show was the worst show ever. I watched the show from Kelly's, and it was pretty much an hour of garbled this and that.
Hey, I can do garbled. I did garbled pretty well.
Yeah, we've had that episode.
I walked away from that show because I wasn't feeling good about it, and not about them, but about me. I just wasn't in it, and I'll be honest with you. It's hard to show up once a week for this.
A worst show ever for the Royalman Report. It's really just another
good.
week, though, isn't it? A worst show ever.
Hey, we actually have quite a few viewers in the chat room. Really? We've got 4.
Well, hey, that's 4.
Yeah.
I think
it's not like it's me and Troy on laptops either. It's like those are 3 actual viewers.
A whole bus just pulled up. This could be interesting.
We got Martin Steele in the chat room. We got Hazel-Eyed Girl.
Why isn't Martin Steele out here?
Hazel-Eyed Girl's in there. Husker Insanity was in there.
My boy Husker 1102 fan is in there. So
there's going to be so many people out here today.
Kevin Scobie's going to make an appearance.
Kevin Scobie, awesome story. His fiance surprised him with tickets to Kansas City. And
that's cool.
Today and tomorrow's game.
You know what's the awesome story? His fiance's hot. He doesn't need any more awesome story than that.
Wow.
I mean, well done, Scobes.
Yes, very well done. But that's what happens when you're almost a professional pitcher in baseball.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
I mean, it was an interesting discussion on Twitter on, I think it was Tuesday, between Scobie and Levi Payton about, the philosophy of pitching and if you need to aim for strikeouts or if you want to do the pitch to contact. And, I have to lean towards Scobie because I want a guy who can, if you can strike out a guy, if you can miss bats, you're probably going to get weak contact as well. And so if that's the case, you're going to get some of those good ground balls, those choppers and all that.
But I don't think pitching to contact means throw it right down the middle and let the guy hit.
No, and I think they're both kind of misrepresenting each other's sides. I think they were taking the extremes. But anytime you have contact, a ground ball can sneak through. You can make the perfect pitch and end up, dropping a blooper into right field for a hit. And that's what the problem is.
Is the great Jeff Herr joining us today?
No, he's not. He's at work.
Sucker.
I thought he had tickets
Sucker.
today.
Well, if he does, then he's at work right now, though. So
yeah, I got a work email this morning. And I was like, archive, whatever. I'll get it Monday.
Archive.
That'll be there when I get back.
We changed managers because unfortunately the manager that I had when I got hired has cancer, and so he's dealing with that. And the guy I have now, I don't think he realizes I'm off today. But that's not really my problem, and hopefully I'll have a job when I get back on Monday.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, if you guys have an avenue to make those requests, or did you just not show up?
We do, but see, the thing is, I'm pretty sure my old manager has that request in his email.
Yeah.
So that might be a problem.
You know, I think there was some talk this morning on Twitter that opening day home opening day really should just be, a citywide, holiday for the city, and a lot of times it is. I mean, I know they were out this morning selling the special commemorative Kansas City Star papers and all that. Hopefully, everybody had a chance to buy one and give some money to charity. So what else are we going to talk about, boys? You think Broxton's going to bounce back from this, or do you think he's done? I think we should just go to Holland
last night when I was on 810.
I was on 810, let me pick up that.
I'm going to see how many times I can work that in.
This morning when I was on Channel 5.
Hey, I haven't even mentioned that yet, but I got to see that. I haven't seen it yet. So, hey, did you get to see my special this morning? You were sleeping. Me too. I won't lie. Courtney may or may not work for a TV station here in town, and
we may or may not be in an undisclosed location. Too,
and she's going to give me a copy of that. So we'll have that up on the Royalman Report, I'm sure.
Fantastic.
Yep. But no, we were talking about. I think Rainey doesn't feel that Broxton's the best pitcher in the bullpen, and I disagree with him. I think Broxton's the right guy as a closer. The problem with Broxton is he was hurt in L.A., and L.A. didn't believe him. See, if he had pitched for the Royals, he'd have been on the DL 7 months before he was.
Yeah.
He would have been on it before he even knew he was hurt.
There's a clear split. There was a game, it was somewhere in June in 2010 where Joe Torre left him out there. He threw like 50 pitches and blew the save. To that point, he had like a 1.3 ERA. He was, striking out 12 batters per 9 innings. He was, as dominant as anybody in baseball at that point. And he goes out and has that day. The rest of the season, he had like a 7 ERA. So, his overall numbers, he had about 4.5, very average looking. 2011 was kind of a lost year. He looked great in spring training. He looked great in the first few games that he had. He just had a ton of problems on Wednesday.
Did anybody else find it funny that Yoenis Cespedes looked like he was going to charge the mound? You know what that would have looked like? Let me take you back in time to Nolan Ryan and Robin Ventura.
No.
That's what that would have looked like.
No. You want to talk about a power bomb.
I'm thinking Mike Awesome versus Spike Dudley is what that would be.
Kevin Nash just called and said, I would have punked that guy.
Yeah.
That was
Rey Mysterio
the look of
lawn
disgust
dart
on Fake Ned's face every time there's a wrestling reference dropped in here.
Oh, yeah.
We opened that door, we might as well walk through it,
Oh, we didn't open that door. We kicked it down and ran through.
Apparently there's some news on Twitter that here's our lineup today. Dyson, Frenchie, Hosmer.
What?
Butler, Gordon, Uni, Moose, Quintero, Esky.
Did they draw out of a hat?
I can deal with that, but why
weird.
Gordo? I would put Gordo too if you're going to put Dyson
why
up
is
front.
French?
It's a left, right, left.
Second?
I don't know. He's the least likely person to be a second batter.
Yeah, Dyson, Frenchie, Hosmer, Butler, Gordon, Uni, Moose, Quintero, and Esky.
Hey, you're taking a lineup from a man that thought it was a good idea to do a hit and run with Butler on first and Frenchie batting. Could there be a worse hit and run combo?
Well, I mean, Frenchie can make contact. He just didn't. But, yeah, you don't run Butler in any situation, I don't think.
I'm a huge Jeff Francoeur fan. I think that's been pretty obvious through the life of this show. But, I mean, really?
Yeah.
Back to Broxton. I haven't seen much on Twitter, but is there much of a push for Crow for closer?
There was earlier
there's a decent amount.
That's a horrible idea.
It's a weird bullpen because I don't want Holland to be the closer. Because I want him to be able to come in and work, 1 2/3 innings. And the way that baseball works, air quotes, is, your closer works 1 inning. And Holland is such a dynamic pitcher that, if it's the 6th inning, 1 out, and you want to bring him in, I want him to shut down that rally right there, carry over into the next inning, and bridge it to, whoever needs to set up.
Lee Smith, Tony La Russa, and Dennis Eckersley ruined pitching in baseball because they made saves important. Before that, you had the Fireman Award, and that was a guy that could come in the 6th inning and just shut somebody down.
Raleigh Fingers would throw over 100 innings in relief, and he would still get 25, 30 saves a year. Goose Gossage, same thing.
Yeah,
all those guys.
I miss the firemen. You just don't have that, and that's like you're saying. Holland can be a true fireman for this team.
Oh yeah.
So can Crow, but Crow doesn't have the mindset for a 9th inning guy. I'm sorry, he just doesn't.
Does that exist? I mean, I think that's one
Absolutely
of those baseball myths. Why?
Look at what Soria does in the 9th inning versus any other inning when he comes in. When Soria came in for a save situation versus not, he was a totally different pitcher.
I think that's a small sample size that you don't get the full picture. Because look at what he did last year when he was in the 9th inning.
Look at guys like I lost it. He was a pitcher for the Royals. I think he was supposed to be Brad Lidge. He was a good guy that could come in anytime. He had the mindset. But Octavio Dotel, that's where I was going.
Yeah.
He is not a 9th inning guy. He cannot close games. He doesn't have the mindset to be a 9th inning guy. But he is a fantastic reliever.
Why does it matter, though? I mean, how?
Because there are some people that are not good in the clutch.
But Crow has been like the clutchest of the clutches.
Crow is always the guy. If you need a strikeout, he can get you
all
that
his
strikeout.
appearances have been within 2 or 3 run games. I mean, the 2 big shutdown innings he's had.
Well, I think Crow would be better not doing multiple innings because he's shown that he starts to fade after that second and third
I don't
inning.
know if he makes an adjustment or if he's getting tired or whatnot. But his slider looks incredible early on this year.
We have
what
confetti.
is this?
Wow, confetti.
Wow.
It's a party now. The confetti has been launched.
I feel like Crow, when he's appeared, has been the biggest as far as the Royals pitchers in the zone. I mean, he's been dialed in, loving the moment, going after it, and that's the kind of guy I want in the 9th inning.
And the difficulty is, like, they tried to kind of see what he could do as a starter, and he was always a starter in the minors, and I just don't think that's going to happen. I mean, he's a fastball slider guy. That's basically all he throws. And as a starter, you need that third pitch. I think if you're going to pitch more than one, maybe even one in a couple of outs as a reliever, you have to have more than just 2 pitches most of the time. And Crow just doesn't have that. Holland has 3 pitches, and he can throw his curve over. Kelvin Herrera has a good breaking ball, good fastball, and a fantastic changeup. So those are the guys that you kind of want to bring in 6th, 7th inning, 8th inning. Kind of get to somebody, and then Broxton or Crow either I think could be very good closers.
For those of you not joining us live and or not watching on the YouTube stream at royalmanreport.com, or you can also go to youtube.com/royalmanreport, you are missing Casey Royalman dance to the music of Shattered City Entertainment. And let me tell you, folks, you're better off for it, because that is some white boy dancing right there. That is not good.
But that's some corn-fed white boy dancing.
You may not be able to see my dancing.
White boy dancing.
You may not be able to see my dancing, but if you go to youtube.com/Royalman Report, you can see the great Michael Engel.
You can see like 5 seconds of fuzzy. It's like a Bigfoot video. You can't be sure that it actually
exists. Is like a Bigfoot video. That is for sure, buddy.
It's pretty awesome. I don't care what you say. It's pretty awesome.
It may be dark, it may be
fuzzy, but it's awesome.
I'm disappointed you didn't get the Vanilla Ice / Under Pressure mix dance part. This was like Empire State of Mind.
We haven't played Vanilla Ice during a show since we left the old studio.
That's my jam.
That's your jam. Hey, Courtney, are you aware of this? He is a big Vanilla Ice fan. How do you feel about that? She loves Vanilla Ice. I did so good.
This is awful.
Patting myself on the back.
We've created a monster with this whole thing, I think.
It's just a shame because all my jokes about how we're going to go to the dinner and Mike's not going to have a date are all for naught now.
Here's my deal. I don't mind that people find each other.
She saw him in concert. She says she's not a big fan.
I don't mind that.
I saw him too, but he was asking me for change.
I don't mind that people are find each other and find romance and all that stuff. What I don't like is all this bull crap during the day on Twitter between the two of them. Have you seen this nonsense?
What? That is like
my favorite.
Have you seen this garbage?
Smiley face.
It's like, oh, I'm so lonely. Oh, well, wait till tonight and all that crap. It's like, come on, man.
That's in the DM.
You're ruining Twitter for the rest of us. Seriously. God. Will you be my wrestler?
Like I said, the new.
What is that?
I need to make a list of reasons why I hate you guys.
I gotta say, you guys are really debunking the podcast blogger myth. I think Troy has a girlfriend.
I do.
Yeah.
Engel
she
has
hates
a girlfriend.
baseball.
I'm horribly
got
married
himself
for
married
13
and
married
had a
13
child.
years on Tuesday.
And the child's still alive.
Yeah, I know.
My girlfriend doesn't understand the greatness of opening day. It's kind of disappointing. She had to work today anyways, but she doesn't understand why you would come to a baseball stadium at 10 in the morning when the game's at 3 p.m.
My wife luckily does understand this. She's 7 months pregnant, though, so she got a free pass this year.
Congratulations.
Oh,
come on. Be a trooper. Get get out
This
here.
is my last day before I have 2 children,
Yeah,
and
no
my
doubt.
life is really
Might be the last
over.
day you had a good night's sleep, too.
I don't think
Pretty
opening
much.
day is going to happen much more. Super Bowl parties,
I know, I'm
maybe
sad.
if
It's sad. Too bad. I'm 30. I have to grow up now.
You know, I offered
Yeah.
Jamie the extra All-Star tickets we had at, he just had to pay cost.
He's going to have like
and he's
a
like,
1.5
the wife
month
won't
old.
let me have them.
I need to take that $500 and buy 2 different sizes of diapers now.
I don't think you're Ashley Judd. You're much prettier than Ashley Judd.
You know, Ashley Judd was on Jimmy Kimmel the other day.
Yeah, I
and
read a
she
news
implied,
article on her,
She
too.
implied that she goes skinny dipping, yet she gets pissed off at you for talking about Kentucky boobs. What kind of double standard is that?
I know, right? And
I've seen her boobs. It's,
Yeah,
it's,
that's not-
It's
it's
5
nothing to
seconds
write
on
home
Google.
about.
You can see Ashley Judd's boobs. They're right
It's nothing
there.
to write home about. I mean, it's
Ashley Judd has not been hot since like
of all the
No.
2000.
You know what was
I mean,
funny
right.
is we were watching an old Friends episode the other day, like from like season 2 or season 3, and Chandler whips out this Cosmopolitan or something. It's got a picture of like Ashley Judd, and she was like, "Well, damn, she's hot." And then you look at her now, it's like, "Damn, she's old."
She's still hot.
No, she's not. Whatever.
Who has clung to a school, alma mater longer
Yeah, I mean,
than
that's-
Ashley
that's
Judd?
nice.
Who
There's
has?
nothing wrong with
like,
that.
I really can't think of anyone who has fed on that, despite not even being in the public eye. As long
Somebody
as
on
Ashley Judd.
somebody on Twitter named
I don't know.
Tanner Wilbanks wanted to know if that JW guys at that table are just a reasonable impersonator. So
I said that's our Justin.
that's our boy
That
right
is
there.
a former member of the HCW, by the way.
We really,
I love that. We
I
can
wanna
hear those
have
stories
all you guys
day.
on a show at some
No,
point.
you don't.
Yes,
No.
I do.
Most of them are trailer trash, still stuck in our hometown.
Working at the boot.
I hope they're not listening.
If I could just have you.
I don't give a crap if they're listening. They can talk about it in their sports discussers
I love
Facebook
it.
group. I
See,
don't
the blanket
care.
wasn't a terrible idea, was it? I know.
It
there
is
you go.
freaking windy up here.
It's just
It is
chilly,
windy.
Yeah.
So I got here about 9:00, and this whole tent was like leaning this way, and they had to call the guys, and they had to do all this stuff, and hey, I got people pointing at me.
Wow.
That can't possibly be
You're a
good.
celebra fan. We needed
So
a
this whole
banner.
tent was all falling down, and they all set it up really quickly. So kudos to the folks here at this undisclosed location with the tent rental. Just to give you guys some perspective of where we are obviously
We're right
at
by the Chiefs practice field.
at the undisclosed location. We have a tent. Over there is the line for the Porta-John. There is a local celebrity from broadcasting over there. There's so we are in a and that may or may
I
not
wouldn't want to be associated with this either.
that may or may not be Arrowhead Stadium in the background. We can't tell you for sure, but here's our
It's a
our
reasonable
facility.
facsimile.
We got the guys from Shattered City Entertainment in the background, and we are kind of kicking it old school here with the,
I'm getting down
with the
tonight.
tunes. You are getting down tonight, and
What happened to
I'm-
Jeff
we
Herr
wish you would
today?
stop. Honestly,
What's
What
that?
happened to Jeff Herr?
He's at work.
Jeff's at work.
How do you let that happen?
I don't know. Honestly, you're doing such a good job that we may just replace Jeff. Jeff, if Michael Engel is the Scott Drew of our program, Jeff would be the Bobby Petrino of our radio cast.
I'll tell you what,
that's
Jeff
a car
almost
wreck.
got unfollowed the other day during his little tiff with Broken Bat single.
Which
They
day
do that
was
once a week.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's pretty much 2 or
goodness.
3 times a week. You
Let me
get-
tell you, I like Nick Scott, but he is a troll.
He is a troll.
He
You
is
are
trolling
exactly
things.
right.
absolutely
Big
true.
time.
And I like Nick. And without Nick doing the Broken Bat single podcast, I may have never done this. The combination of him doing that
Yeah,
and
deciding, hey,
being
maybe
on
we can
Three
do a
Guys in a
podcast.
Garage, I wanted to bring a second perceptive of it to the radio waves, and it's great.
What's
Yeah.
that? Is the sun
We're
coming
totally
out?
going to plow through 22 beers.
I think the sun's coming out, boys. This may end up being a day after all.
I have a
It's
case.
11:14.
I have a case of High Life in
You're
my
on
car.
your third.
Jamie is drinking, man. He has got 2 kids to worry about. Did you miss that part?
He's got to get it done now.
I told you, I have 2 children in 1 month, so it's time.
So before this gets totally
his
off the
time.
rails, what can we expect on the Royalman Report in the coming weeks and/or months?
You know, that's a good question.
Maybe we should just have our staff meeting right here on
Right.
the air.
We're gonna, like I said, we're
Figure
gonna
that
have
out.
Shiny Mission Kia Jen next week. If
That's next week?
that's the
Well,
22nd.
I'm coming down with a cold. I'm not feeling well.
Well, you better teach me how to run the system then.
I don't even know how to run the system,
Dude,
clearly.
That's
you know,
very true.
He wants, Chris is ripping on her, but that's what Chris does.
I am.
But she honestly has been very nice to me in emails, and like
She's
you
a lovely
mentioned on
woman,
the last show,
I'm sure.
she wrote like a 3-page letter about how much she loves the Royals and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if she reads any of the Twitter that's out there and that kind of
listens
stuff.
to our show.
I'm really interested to hear what she's got to say. She has not emailed me in over a week, so maybe she is listening to the show, Chris.
And she's like,
she's no longer going to be a guest.
Hey, no, I'm not going to do it.
I think Shawnee Mission Kia Jen has moved on from hatred to loves to hatred. Like, people love to hate Shawnee Mission Kia Jen.
Right.
Well, I don't know.
It's like it wouldn't feel like a Royal season if we couldn't dog
exactly
on.
So we're gonna have
If she
we're
wasn't
gonna have
there,
Jen
you'd be
on
complaining
and
about it on Twitter,
Because,
just like
honestly,
you complain about it
it's
now.
kind of nice to have those commercials because it means the next inning's going to start right away.
But yeah, that's true.
Because they'll be over soon.
Yeah, right.
You need to tweet at the fake Ned and tell him to call Mr. Rex Hudler so we can have Rex Hudler on our show.
I would just randomly call him and just say, ham and eggs.
Hey, Rex.
Rex.
Can't sneak a piece of cheese past 100.
Let's pause there for a second. Let's talk about Rex Hudler.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I think
Let's
the
talk
hate has
about
gone
Rex
too far.
I don't
Hudler.
care.
Yeah.
Like, an announcer doesn't
let's
determine if
take
I'm going to
an
watch
informal
the game.
poll of the Royalman Report right now. Who hates Rex Hudler?
I don't.
Not me.
care about Rex Hudler.
Not me,
I
and
don't
I'll tell you
care,
why.
yeah.
Who
And
likes Rex Hudler?
I'll tell you why.
do.
I wrote an article for my website. If
Yep.
Troy can drop names, I'll write it. I wrote an article for my
RamblingMorons.com.
website this week, ramblingmorons.com, about how this could just be. This guy could be our Harry Carey. If
Right,
you just get off his ass for 5
Yep.
minutes, I think he's got a chance. I think he could very easily turn into something that we will embrace, and I'll tell you why. The whole reason is that when I was watching, Martin Steele likes Rex Hudler. The whole reason is I was watching
He
those
also likes
games in
Big Cup.
Anaheim, and he caught that foul ball.
And
if you
everybody
watch,
there.
If you watch the video, everybody in the stadium all started applauding this guy. And so, I mean, and he was there for 10 years. Now, clearly he did not make a very good first impression because he acted like, and I mean this in a nice way. He acted like Casey Royalman on just Casey Royalman. He acted like Casey Royalman about
Love
5
me,
minutes.
please.
He acted like Troy about 5 minutes before
Sorry,
one of
Troy.
our podcasts. And
Oh my God, guys!
He's
Oh
so
my God!
excited.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
This show's gonna be so
100
great.
rat, blah,
This
blah,
show's
blah.
gonna be fantastic.
But I mean,
I really do sound like
I
that.
know,
too.
you do.
There's passion there, and I think if we just gave him a shot. Now, that being said, if he's this way, next year or the year after, whatever,
Yeah.
but I think we'll get used to him, and I think it'll temper. If you guys can like Shawnee Mission Kia Jen, I think the rest of the public can like Rex, because I think she's
Rewind
horrible.
yourself. I didn't say I like
Rewind
Shawnee
the-
Mission
the-
Kia. Shawnee Mission Kia Jen
She just
commercials,
sent you
but
an
I think
email.
she's a good person.
The difficulty that I think is coming into play here is look at the guys that the Royals have had over the years. I mean, you've got Paul Splittorff, who he's pretty wry. He was kind of subdued.
They all kind of little
And he got
smarmy,
Frank
yeah.
White was a little kind of the same way. They're very low key,
And they didn't want
Lefever's
either of
pretty
them.
Low key. They didn't want the attention, and I don't know that Rex Hudler really wants the attention so much. I think that it's just that's who he is. He's such a weird dude. He's they're stealing the porta potty. And
Please follow this with the camera.
And I think when you go from Frank White and Paul Splittorff and you turn to this guy who is just completely different, that's where the difference is.
And he talked about loving Angels fans, which I think that's a good thing. He was there 10 years, guys. Give
Yeah,
him a break.
Absolutely. Give
Was
the guy
it,
a break.
was it Mike Montgomery who called some games on color last year
Jeff
late?
Montgomery.
Jeff
Yeah.
Montgomery?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Jeff
Mike Montgomery has
Jeff-
enough trouble pitching.
Jeff
let alone-
Montgomery would not be a good.
He was worse than Hudler, and
He was
nobody
not
was
good.
raking him over the coals like
No.
this.
It's just that he's new. He's not part of our family. He was a Cardinal, for Christ's sakes. I mean,
Hudler,
I mean,
yeah.
It's like, God
yeah,
forbid,
yeah.
there's some excitement and some like liveliness breathed into
Yeah.
a baseball
well,
broadcast.
and I put in my article, I said, well, your people are the same people that trash Denny Matthews every day for
being a smartass.
for being a smart
Which
ass
I
and saying
love.
it's,
Like,
it's
I love
bad
Denny
and-
Matthews.
Yeah.
I don't like the like Russian roulette they're playing with Lefebvre on the radio one day, on the broadcast
Right.
one day, Fizz on the radio. That's
They
weird
need
to
to,
me.
and
Stick with
I like
Fizz and Hudler.
Fizziak.
Yeah, Fizz
Fizziak's
and Hudler
very
on the
good.
broadcast.
And here's the thing, folks.
His
if you
voice
don't-
is fantastic.
I
If you
like
don't like
Lefebvre, but stick with something.
Yeah.
If you don't like Hudler, there's a solution to your problem. Turn
Yeah.
on the radio.
Yeah,
I
or
know.
mute it. I mean, it's so easy to just tune it out. I don't know why it's an uproar. That's why I don't care.
Can you make a phone call while recording?
An announcer's never going to determine if I'm going to watch a baseball game or not. It's not, because I can always mute it. I'll watch a White Sox broadcast. I don't care. I'll turn off Ken Harrelson. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to want to watch the game.
Maybe this is my kind of old school taste, but he breathes kind of an old school, like almost 80s, like WWF vibe into it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
a
little over the top. It's a little cliche, but there's room for that. There's room for cliche.
I'm going to have to go
baseball.
back and tally up the number of wrestling references made on this show today.
This is why. Whoa.
It's probably my fault.
A little hot.
It is.
I want to say I'm no longer a wrestling nerd or even fan.
Right.
You are.
You are.
Yeah,
You're
really
liking things on Hulu
he wears
and all
tights
that
still,
crap.
for
It's
Christ's
easier
sake.
to admit when you loved wrestling once you don't like it anymore.
But no, I've watched wrestling since I was 4 years old. I held up the 4 fingers forever. I never did the 4 life because I was always a 4 horseman man. I thought the NWO was great, but I am a 4.
Okay, I'll
it's
get with you
4
on
horsemen. And they were put into the Hall of Fame this year for wrestling. And yes, I watch it. It's on my Hulu, but I only watch it if I have nothing else to watch. But yes, I do keep up on it. I hate John Cena. I think I can't stand his angles, but I love Sheamus because he's the only guy wider than me in wrestling.
Who the fuck is Sheamus?
Yeah, what is a Sheamus?
He's a huge Irish dude.
Okay.
Brock Lesnar's back. We'll see how that goes. But
see, I got into wrestling. I was only into wrestling when I was a kid for a few years, but I went to the old All-Star Wrestling down at Memorial Hall with
That's
a lot of those
generic
old school
term. That's
guys.
what my mom called it.
Yeah,
you're watching All-Star Wrestling?
All-Star Wrestling.
there is
Sunday
still
mornings
wrestling at
with
not at
Bill
Memorial Hall.
Kirsten and all those guys. So
There's wrestling at the KCK somewhere, and it's Metro Sports Wrestling because the guy used to work for Metro Sports, and it's still carried on Metro Sports. So we need to see Rain Man make a comeback on Metro Sports Wrestling.
He would be so blown up.
I just want somebody to put him through a
I was
table.
blown up walking to the podcast.
yeah.
I'm blown up after the podcast.
So back to what's coming up. May 5th is kind of a big day for you, Chris. You want to talk about how famous you are?
Well, I'm be happy to. I mean, how much time do we have? I'll be happy to talk to you about how famous we are. We are going to be doing a live podcast, first of all, from Sprint Center with the Casey Command. We don't know if it's going to be a Royalman Report or a Rambling Morons, because it may be a Royalman Report with the cast of Rambling Morons. So
that's what it's
I think that's
be.
what it's going
Right,
to be.
yeah,
but we're going to be doing a Royalman Report from Sprint Center at the scene of a Casey Command game on May 5th, where myself, as Fake Ned, will be participating in the halftime media football, flag football event, of which I know for sure Nick Wright will be involved in. I think Jay Binkley from Three Guys in a Garage will also be.
Jay will not be. He will actually be calling the game, not your game. He doesn't care about your game.
Yeah.
He'll be calling the actual Command game either on the radio or
okay.
or on TV. I forget which.
Yeah, I don't know who else is going to be in it. I know
be,
Danny Parkins just tried to weasel his way in there. Carrington Harrison is also.
Jedro24 on Twitter. It's J-Rock from Three Guys in a Garage. He's going to be playing on behalf of Three Guys in a Garage.
Nice. Like it. Yeah, no, I think it'll be fun, and I don't know how they're going to divide up teams. I know Carrington wants to not be on my team, so he can do some sort of athletic thing.
It?
Huh?
Is he not doing it?
I don't know. He
was
probably
being
whined
kind
about
of
it
a
and then chickened
crybaby
out.
about it
Yeah.
after the fact. He's like, I don't want your pity. I was like, Carrington, shut up and go on there. We're going to have Carrington on the show once. We tried to get him on, but unfortunately it was during the Mizzou game, and so he couldn't come on. But we're going to get him on at some point. Carrington's a great guy. He's the one that they got Mike on 6'10".
Yep.
So Mike's still the only member of our team to actually be invited in studio of both 6'10" and 8'10".
I wasn't in studio in 8'10".
But I think you were invited in, weren't you? Or did you just...
Here comes the sun.
No, they're just going to do it.
Either way, Mike was on there.
I was on there.
Stay tuned next week. I've got all the audio from how famous Nick was in hours 3 and 4 of the Danny Parkins show the other day.
How famous Ned was me?
Yeah.
Me? Yeah, I'm pretty big deal.
And
I've got that audio too.
Yeah, and we're going to have to add to that the 96.5 audio. And
yeah.
we'll put that together.
It's been a good couple of weeks for me. You know, trying to be low key and low profile. Just keep running into shit.
My ride arrived.
That's the way you do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is our limo.
I believe that's Ric Flair over there.
I like that.
Nice. Notch another one.
Another one. God.
Unreal, dude. It's been a good time.
And then, so we're going to do that May 5th. It looks, and we're gonna see. I'm gonna see if Jay Binkley will come down and maybe talk with you guys a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of Jay, and I know Stephen St. John does the announcement down there. We'll try to. We're lining up a couple of the athletes a couple of command guys that are part of that, and hopefully we'll have some fun. It'll be an interesting show. We've never actually done an event at a live sporting event before, so
right.
we're gonna go on live at 4 p.m. And then we'll try to have the podcast up a couple hours later. So
I just got hit in the face by confetti.
By confetti, I like it. That's good. It's good for you. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time with it, and it should be fun. See what happens. What's the worst that can happen, right? We get kicked out of the Sprint Center.
Mike getting down over here, and his girlfriend just looks at him and shakes her head. No, he's Rain Man, not a clown.
God, guys.
Not another one. So, and then after that, I don't know what we're doing. I'm hoping to have a show after May 5th.
Okay, well, that's fine.
We're going to be bringing you great audio all season. We're going to, of
so
course.
So far, we got Shawnee Mission Kia, Jen lined up. We're going to probably do a show just the four of us and kind of talk about the season so far.
Yeah, we've got some games going on, so we can talk about some actual baseball. We should have Lee Warren on at some point.
Lee Warren will be back on with us.
Lee Warren's so great.
Let me back up for a second on that. Please go out to the Royalman Report if you didn't already, or however you normally download us, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever. There's a Lee Warren AAA special edition out there. Yeah. He actually talked to Johnny Giavitella about coming back down to AAA, and he's got several interviews after games with Mike Dershly. This is something we're going to try to do all season. Lee Warren, who's at Omaha Baseball, is writing for Yahoo this year, so he's getting me audio after he posts his stuff to Yahoo, and I'm reposting the audio. So definitely check it out. It's good stuff, and it's a great opportunity to keep up with our AAA team. I'm also going to have Eric. He's Eric Baseball on Twitter. Eric Edelstein or Edelstein. I never do. I still probably don't say his name right.
I'll have to go back and listen.
He's going to be on with us. I'm going down there May 6th, so I may just try to get some audio with him while I'm down there. But we're definitely going to have him on the air. He's been a friend of the program for almost a year now.
Yeah.
We'll probably get Mark Nasser from AAA on at some point, the voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers.
We should get John Sadak. He does a lot of the Wilmington Blue Rock stuff, too.
We can probably do that. And we're going to have Bubba Starling on.
Bubba Starling, absolutely.
It's just a matter of getting our schedules together. But as you know, friend of the program, probably best friend of the program, Jason Adam is very good friends with Starling.
Those guys are hilarious on Twitter.
And if you don't,
every day they're just at each other, and it's hilarious.
Jason _Adam9, Lane Adams. And
I feel like
Bubba
Starling's the
Bubba Star 10,
absolutely.
And Brooks Pounders, all those guys. They're great guys to follow on Twitter if you want to follow some of the minor leaguers. But you tell us who you want. It's harder to get the major league guys. I'm still efforting to get Jeff Francoeur. That's somebody I really, really want.
Yeah.
You think Little Frenchie's mom could help us get that, but it just hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet.
But we're still working on that. Tell me who you want to talk to. You want JJ Piccolo on again? We can probably do that later in the season. Who do you want? You want to talk to Joel Goldberg again? We can do that. Who do you want from the minor leagues? Is there somebody you want to talk to? Jake Odorizzi, he's great on the radio. I'm going to try to get him. So you tell us, royalmanreport@gmail.com. We're going to keep bringing you a great show all year, and I'm really happy where we're at.
We're going to be bringing you a show. I think the adjective great is it's quite.
Disclaimer.
May
or may not be great.
As an outsider, I'll toot your guys' horn for you for a little bit. But
please, do you need a moment? Do you need me to turn the cameras off?
This thing has risen to a pretty reasonable and great level. I mean, I listened to the first show with Mike and Troy, and
it was terrible.
Like the second time we'd ever spoken in person.
I listened to it because my friend was on a podcast, and I was like, damn, that's pretty good. And then I listened, and then I took a little break because it was football season. And then I jumped back in, and I mean, you have freaking Danny Duffy on the show, and I jumped back in, and
let's talk about Danny Duffy.
You're producing a good show. You're getting good guests, and I think it's a benefit to any Royals fan to listen to this show.
That's a drop. No, let's talk about Danny Duffy. Danny Duffy had an incredible start, like the best start he probably could have had to start the season the other night. 8 strikeouts, 6 innings, 1 hit. That 1 hit was on an 0-2 pitch. He
great.
Looked fantastic.
And he picked him off.
Right.
How long can the starting pitching do what they're doing?
How long can the starting pitching? I don't know. Hopefully one more time around.
I really think Duffy's talented enough that if he can get the right command, if he can get everything right, he can be very, very good. Luke Hochevar, I believe and that's really tough for me to do because he's burned me so many times. Sanchez is going to kind of be a take it or leave it guy. You're probably never going to get more than 6 innings out of him on a given day because he throws so many pitches. And Bruce Chen looked great. Now, I mean, at some point they're going to have a bad day. They're going to have a bad outing. It's just that's the nature of the game. I mean, everybody has a bad day. Justin Verlander has a bad day every now and then.
I just want you guys to think about this. We have 3 losses, right? How many of those losses can you give to the starting pitching?
None.
No, none of them.
Can't.
No, they did great.
I think one starting pitcher has a loss. Unfortunately, I think that's Luis Mendoza because he lost that 1-0 game in Oakland.
And you can't do anything about that because he
has
gave
a
up
1-0 game. I mean, come on, that's crazy.
But, you know, we lost a game. We lost a game because our closer fell apart. There was a 4-3 game. The pitching did what they should have done. You know, what concerns me is that the bullpen hasn't been locked down. And I know Jamie tweeted out the other day, and then I retweeted it and then went absolutely insane on people about it. But he tweeted out, you know, you got to quit saying, I think it was you that said, you got to quit saying that it's the same old Royals. But you know what, Jamie? It's hard to look at a team that seems to have one part that's not firing all the time and not say it's the same old Royals. This is what it feels like right now. The offense isn't hidden. Then the bullpen falls apart. But the starting pitching's working great. You know, the starting pitching isn't supposed to work.
So, you know, I mean, it's not the same old team.
And they've re-signed a lot of these guys, and so I get that part of it. It's not the same old team. And God bless Brad Westmar and Jay from Soundtrack of the Week. I blew both of them up right after Jamie's comment on that, because they said same old Royals on the running mistakes.
I can't stand that. It's like, what's the point of even? The people who say that stuff, they don't care. They don't watch the games. They don't pay attention.
Yeah, you can look at this team, and there's definite progress. When have we had a guy in the middle of the line? When have we had a middle of the lineup like Eric Hosmer and Billy Butler? I mean, we haven't had that since George Brett and Bo Jackson. That's a significant step up, and those two are guys who they could both contend for a batting title any given year. I mean, that's the talent that this team has.
I mean, Troy's right, though. You can't be mad at those people until they stop doing these things, until they stop losing 1-0 games, until they stop having closers blow saves in the bottom of the 12.
But I mean, and it's not just blowing a save. I mean, Mariano Rivera blows a save.
Right.
We blew a save by committing an error, walking 2 guys, and hitting two guys consecutively.
Which hasn't happened since 1948.
Doesn't happen ever.
It's crazy.
You know, I don't know if he did this on purpose or not, but PC Bearcat just called Kevin Scobie babe on Twitter.
Nice. That's, you know what? That might be a budding bromance there,
Absolutely.
I think. We'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Hey, you know, I'm with it.
Scobie's supposedly out here somewhere. I've got to head into Dave Darby's.
I think he's going to be here at like 1.
So
what do we got for predictions, boys? What? I'm
81
sorry,
and 81.
81 and 81. We're still there.
I'm still,
I'm still about 77, 78.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I called 75 one night drunk on Twitter, but I don't. Baseball is too long of a season for me to make an over-the-season prediction. This team
there's so many different things. I mean, Billy Butler could get hurt tomorrow. Eric Hosmer could get hurt today.
So
you know,
Billy
or they can start really locking in, or they can completely do what a lot of fans out there expect them to do and not lock it in.
Let me channel the Facebook fan right here. Who cares if Billy Butler gets hurt? He's just a DH that doesn't hit home runs anyway.
He's slow. I still need to get that.
I think Detroit's going to win 100 games, and it's not going to matter.
I do think Detroit's going to win 100 games.
Unless Justin Verlander just falls apart.
Oh, that guy is wearing a Norfolk State shirt.
He is.
He cannot be a real KU fan.
It's like
exactly.
It's like Cabrera and Fielder are like feeding on each other. Like
I'm going to hit more homers than you.
Exactly.
I'm going to hit more homers than you.
They are just eating it up.
Yeah. And
he's
Austin Jackson's hitting
too.
well on Detroit. Detroit's, I mean, they're the favorite for a reason. They won the division by 15 games last year.
I got a rant here, and this is completely not baseball related. But why do you people around here do that? Are you a KU guy? First off,
I'm not. I'm a down the middle. I kind of lean towards KU when it comes to KU versus MU, but I like to see both local schools do good.
Okay, that's kind of how I am, and because I'm a Bill Self fan, I'm honest about that.
That was awesome.
I'm a fan of Mizzou when it comes to football because I think their coach is the best coach. Well, was the best coach in Big 12 football. He's not in SEC football, but he was in Big 12. But we got this guy over here that's wearing a KU hat. First off, that's a pet peeve of mine that we've talked about on this show. Why would you wear a KU hat to a freaking Royals game? It's not that hard to pick up a $7 hat at Walmart.
I don't know.
Okay?
I forgive the hat. I don't forgive a shirt.
Number 2, he's got a Norfolk State shirt on. Why do Mizzou and KU fans alike wear the shirts of teams that have beat your rival?
KU in basketball has beaten Mizzou 2/3 of the time. You don't need the shirt. You don't need the shirt. We got the banners.
I don't understand it, guys. I don't understand it from Mizzou fans. I don't understand it from KU fans. It's maybe you can explain that. You're a Mizzou fan.
I understand it.
I think it's funny.
We're talking about this guy over
tongue-in-cheek,
here
and I'm
that
okay with
has
it.
two of my pet peeves. First off, he's wearing a KU hat at a Royals game. Absolutely pisses
He's
me
going
off.
to come punch you in the face, too.
Second off, he's wearing a Norfolk State shirt. I mean, why do you guys do that? Mizzou fans, you're notorious for going out and buying the teams that beat KU.
I may or may not own.
It's because they don't win themselves.
Yeah.
Who was it?
VCU.
VCU. Who was
the
the
very
Northern Iowa.
No, the first.
Who was the
first
orange one
team
before them?
Bucknell.
I may or may
Bradley.
not own a
Davidson.
Well,
was that in a tournament?
No, that was in a tournament. That was
Hugh
a
Michael
spring
Engel saying, when you make the tournament every year, you're going to lose to some.
Well,
some
if you're a
small
number
schools.
one seed 9 times out of 10, if you lose, it's an upset. I mean,
I think this is the first time that KU
they've never been lower than a 4 seed under Bill Self.
Oh God, are we talking about this again?
Yeah,
Can we just
are.
get rid of
You
this.
left.
Okay, so
You
back to
left and
baseball.
Troy
That
went
was
right
my
to it.
fault. I had a bit of a rant there.
You're just asking for the upset. Anyway, let's back to baseball.
Back to baseball.
So,
quit wearing the
Lorenzo
teams that beat
Kane. Lorenzo Kane's on the DL. Was placed on the DL
Yeah,
yesterday.
Why are we starting
Yeah.
Drew Dyson?
I don't know.
Well, not
I
only
think it
are we
should be-
starting him, but
we're leading
he's
him off.
Leading him off.
I
Why
think it
can't
should be
Mitch
Mitch
Meyer
Meyer.
get some love?
Yeah, what does Mitch Meyer have to do?
Ned said yesterday that
I
he
don't know.
likes Meyer off the bench.
I
just
want
don't
nothing
get
more than
that,
Mitch
though,
Meyer to be
because
traded so he has a chance.
Meyer
somewhere.
can hit. He's he's not as fast as Dyson, but he's fast. He's got a better arm than either of Dyson or Jason Bourgeois.
Right.
He's a looker too.
He is
Oh
a
yeah,
looker.
yeah. I mean, you could see
Good-looking
him on.
guy. He's a specimen.
You know, he could be part of The Godfather. He could be The Sopranos.
Part of the reason I love Mitch Meyer is I got an autograph from him years ago. He was walking out of the stadium. I just happened to be walking by. I was still in costume. And he said, it's fans like you, and referring to me and Chris, that make guys like us love our job. And it was him and Billy Butler.
Yeah, and to clarify, not this Chris.
No, Chris Coates.
Superfan
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing Superman Chris some more.
This music
Is this the
really
Doogie?
loud.
Is this the Doogie?
No.
Actually, it's not coming over on the mics, which is pretty incredible because it's like seriously right in our ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting these are the boys here. By the way, I'll give him another pump. It's Shattered City Entertainment, shatteredcityent.weebly.com. We had them on the podcast earlier, and they said, hang on, I'm trying to find it. The first person to text them at, hang on, I'll find out the number, gets $100 off of their services if you mention the Royalman Report.
I got some services for you.
So anyway, they're at 913-558-3065. So if you guys want really loud music played in your ear, that it may or may not be hipster music or hip. Is this what the kids listen to do the dancing and play the washers? So call Shattered City Entertainment.
We've lost Michael Engel to his woman over here.
That's all right. It happens, man. It happens to the best of us.
I don't know if we have a lot more. I think we've kind of droned
We
on
got
for a
plenty
while
of shit.
here.
Come on, let's keep talking. Figure it out.
I'm going to head down to Dave Darby's
You're
party
leaving
here
me.
in a second.
All right, fine.
But, I'm not happy about Gerard Dyson leading off today. I think Mitch Meyer deserved a shot. And, overall, I think this team could I do believe that this team could get hot and win a wild card.
This is actually my song. This is a song about me. I'm sexy and I know it.
Can you do the dance?
Nope.
If you're going to supplant Gordon for anyone, I'm okay with it being Dyson. But then Gordo should be too. Like, there was just a discussion on Twitter the other night about this.
I like Gordo in the middle of the lineup. That's where he belongs.
I just don't understand. Dyson, Frenchie, Butler just sounds like a recipe for another 3-out first inning. And they've had so many. So, we're 6 games in. But how
gentlemen,
many? 5 games, they've gone 3 outs in the first inning.
On that note.
Oh, we're actually joined in the chat room by the Jeff Report.
Hey, what up, Jeff?
I stole your job. They took your gerbs.
I hope you weren't listening earlier because we were really rude to you. I apologize about that, buddy. Pal, are you out of here, Troy? You gone?
I'm working on it.
All right, Troy's on his way out.
What's he doing?
I think I'm going to walk down and check out PC Bearcats party and then head over to Dave Darby's.
Man, we got all the time in the world. There's 4 hours, 3.5 hours.
It was 3 hours of game, 3.5 hours of game time. Jeff had a meeting. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh, that sucks.
Is
Jeff.
he going to make it out to the ball game?
Man,
I really
probably
hope
had
you're
a meeting
enjoying.
too, but I missed it because I'm off today. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, I really hope you're enjoying work.
I will say this. Jeff works for a company that pays very, very well. So
They do
Jeff
pay
probably
very
makes
well.
a lot of money.
So joke's on us.
Right. Wah, wah.
Oh, sorry. We have to completely stop our show so that fans of Royalman can get pictures with Royalman.
You know,
It's a rough life, isn't it?
It takes me. I cannot walk around the stadium during a game, or I miss like 2 innings.
Royalman problems.
Life's tough.
Royalman
Good
problems.
grief.
You know, I got to give it up to you and Last Call Quotes. My
The
favorite
things
hashtag
Rich
of all
Royalman
time.
says.
Things Rich Royalman says.
Completely random.
I would love for there to be a day when Rich, or when you forget to tip, or you accidentally don't tip, said Last Call Quotes, and he gives you shit on Twitter for 2 days.
Oh yeah, that was kind of funny actually.
That was awful. And I tried to go in the next day and give him $20, and he wouldn't let me.
No,
so.
no,
That's
no.
where
It's
you
much
set it
better.
down and you just leave.
Get much better run if you don't.
I thought I gave him 2 $50 gift certificates, and I gave him a 50 and a 20 and 20 cash. The 20 cash was supposed to be his tip. I tipped him $1.98. I
There's
figured it
gift
up later.
certificates to Kelly's? That is
Well,
surprising news.
There is. You can buy gift certificates to Kelly's, but as part of our sponsor agreement, we get part of it in cash and part of it in money.
Which we
I
just
told
use
you
to
if you
drink.
could ever make it out to one of our live remotes, I have your booze bought, brother.
So is this the old or the new Royalman outfit?
This is the old one.
This is a merged outfit. It's the old top
It's a hybrid.
with the new bottoms as.
Can you show it off?
Yeah,
for the,
show it off.
fans
Here,
watching?
well, it's
A top and
Hang
bottom.
on.
I mean, there's LMFAO on. What better song to show
yeah.
it
Here,
off?
stand over here, Troy. Over where? Right there. Stand over there and do a little dance. Do a little LMFAO dance.
Yeah, Royalman. There it is.
Wow.
Wow.
This is what you people
Shake
tuned in
that.
for, man. This is great.
Oh God, what
shoot.
just happened?
Oh my God. I'm sorry you guys had to see that.
And Troy's
Nobody should really have had to see that. I apologize.
We've
folks.
got like a group migrating
Our
here
bad.
now
No,
after
no.
that. It's like a zombie thing after a gunshot.
God, I'm sorry.
Well, if a
folks.
guy in tights isn't a draw, I don't know what is.
Oh my God.
I mean, it draws me
Suddenly,
in.
A chick in tights?
Jeff Report is glad he's not there.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Wow.
Oh, I'm right.
And suddenly the parking lot is emptying. Folks
Yeah.
are migrating out of here now.
They're actually deassembling the stadium and taking it away from us.
Oh
Because of my
boy.
dancing.
You know, it's a shame that's going to end up on YouTube in a day or two.
Like
You
I
should
didn't
make
know
an
that.
animated GIF of it.
That just might be in the intro next week. You never know.
Right.
By the way, why are you using the old intro? I noticed that we're still calling him the Scott Drew of the Royal
Right.
Man Report.
We
I
need
don't know.
that.
I have a really good quote from Jeff
adamant.
Montgomery.
I lost the other one. Send it to me. I don't know.
I'll find it.
I'm actually not a very good producer. I don't know if you guys have caught up on that.
But he
or not.
is
I
the
had an
producer
inkling.
of the Royal Man Report.
I am the
according to-
producer, so
according
I
to
tell
Kevin
you what,
Goldstein.
as a longtime listener, Fake Net is the best thing to happen to this show
Ah,
as far as production
Oh,
goes.
he doesn't need that.
But
Here,
the production.
everybody be quiet.
I'm
He'll say it
sorry.
again. Say it one more
Fake
time.
Net is the best thing to happen to this show, production-wise.
You're just saying
I
that
could not
because you
take-
put the Rain Man
No,
stuff up.
I cannot take any more of the burp, 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 burp lead in, followed by the.
Oh, the center field.
my favorite
well,
was
that's me. That's not Chris.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't take any more of that.
my
Chris
favorite
Gaines,
was
he
the
made
grainy
it all
cameras.
together.
Yeah.
The grainy
you did it
cameras
like
that
we
made
were
it look like
winning.
a stag film.
Well, mine was, and I love Aaron Ganerick, and I don't know if he listens or not, but Aaron was
He
a good
doesn't
guy,
listen.
and we paid for the studio, so it was a business arrangement. He is a friend, and he didn't take it well when we left, but, and it's unfortunate, but we needed to move on. We had an opportunity to save some money for the show, and eventually the show is going to make a little bit of money, and we'd like to be able to do some things like put some money away to send us to spring training, and
What?
and things like that. That would be my ultimate for this
love
show.
it.
He's
is
not
to-
talking about me.
That'll probably be next. I mean,
Maybe a couple of years.
my decision this year came down to All-Star Game or spring training, and the All-Star Game's not going to be here next year. But
Well,
spring training will be
ideally,
there.
I would love there to be a day when I could just present the four of you with tickets 1 week at a time for spring
Here's
training.
my hand. I'm good.
And
No.
I mean, we're always working
You're-
towards that.
you're standing.
So that this is never going to make us rich. This is never going to be our full-time job. But it would sure be nice to be able to do a little bit more
We've got
with it than we can.
folks. We've got some feedback on the chat room line from Tua Trey.
Tuva Trey.
This came in right after whatever that was with Troy. Tua Trey says you can't pay for stuff like that and shouldn't. So thank you, sir.
True.
And then Tanner says that Jamie's just kissing ass, hoping that he gets featured on an opening. So there you go.
Well, he got that
Good
done.
stuff.
That is partially true. I've done a few drops.
I am sure that will be a drop. I mean,
So
you
there
can't
is
tell
not a
Chris.
plan.
What's up, Tanner?
You
It's
get me
good
5 beers in, and I'll start dropping
It's
some.
great
some
to see
drops.
that Tanner's working hard.
Tanner is
they're
it's
at,
Tanner at work.
Tanner's at work.
Royalman
guy.
Report. Royalman's cape keeps rubbing up against my leg. By the way,
Oh my!
That's not his
Oh
cape.
goodness. That's
Hey, I can't control that thing.
You
Back
normally
there.
have to pay extra for stuff like that, but it's free here on opening day at our undisclosed location, which may or may not be somewhere near within a stone's throw of the Truman Sports Complex.
It's an N42.
Damn it!
Oh, we're getting shut down
No,
now.
it's over now. After 2 hours of broadcasting, we're going to be screwed.
This is going to be the longest show to edit.
Hey, this is a good. Nah, screw it. We're just throw it all up there. It's all good.
I think so, yeah. Just
Tanner.
whatever.
Oh my goodness. Hang on. We have some breaking news from
What's
the
Tanner
chat room.
saying?
Tanner is now saying, "Go to hell, Engel. I work harder than most state employees."
Oh!
Wow.
I get that one.
That's I get that one too.
No,
That was
he
actually
has,
pretty
he
funny.
has an unenviable job. He basically fixes all the tech stuff on the campus of at the University of Kansas.
God bless him.
That sucks.
That,
yeah, he works for the
that is-
Jayhawks. That's got to suck.
Shut
is
up. I
not
work for the
a fun
Jayhawks
job.
too.
I wish Chris would have shut up long enough for me to get that to break that
No,
out.
go
that
ahead.
Shut
We'll be
up
quiet.
Because when you just said "shut up," there, your voice broke like 4 times.
I know.
It was pretty
it's
awesome.
like when,
do that
when
again.
I was talking to McGannon. They burned our town.
they burned her down.
I mean, come on.
I need
This
to
is-
find that episode too.
This is serious business.
That's on a computer somewhere too. The first 8 episodes are kind of in limbo somewhere. I got to track them all down.
That's
I
all
would
right.
call Aaron Gnurk to get them, but I don't think he's going to send them to us.
No, he probably
Aaron.
re-recorded like the Gummy Bear song over him. I don't know.
So
here's your podcast.
Yeah, so there you go. So there's Jazirli goes, "Whoa, that's a weird lineup." So
That's
you
about
know
all
it's,
he can say. isn't
you know
it?
it's not great.
Back to baseball.
Back to base.
Hey,
Thank you.
oh,
Hey!
Jeff.
You know what? You're hired.
Jeff
Ubaldo
shouldn't have taken the day at
Jimenez.
work.
Is he on the mound today?
He's on the mound on Sunday.
Derek
we missed
Lowe
it.
is today.
Missed up.
Derek Lowe, if we can't win today, we're never going to win another game.
I do have.
I'm working on a week-old tweet that said it was going to be Jimenez and Hochevar on opening day.
Let me pull
Apparently,
up,
my week-old tweet.
They
was
they got
incorrect.
snowed out in Cleveland. I'm glad
That
we
happens,
haven't gotten
but just
snowed
about
out.
every other year in Cleveland. I mean, what about that
right.
1 year where they snowed out like 2 weeks of baseball?
I mean,
make up
how hard would it really be to play like the first month of baseball in domed and warm weather stadiums?
Yeah, how difficult is that? Here's a scouting report. This is from Louis Polis, who is from Wahoo's on First, which is on the Fansided Network. They're the Indians blog on Fansided, where Fansided is where Kings of Kaufman is located.
Absolutely, kingsofkaufman.com for
Exactly.
all of your Royals needs.
And I asked him, what do the Royals hitters have in store for them this weekend in Kansas City? And here's his scouting report. Well, they've got a jumbled rotation, that's for sure. Tuesday's rain out, the Indians' schedule, and Ubaldo Jimenez's suspension. He beat the guy in spring training.
That's right.
It gets us Derek Lowe tonight. He had a good debut. We get J.R. Mar Gomez, who pitched a couple of.
Exactly.
He had a couple of starts last year against the Royals. Nothing really special. And then Ubaldo Jimenez is the
but
third
this
batter.
is still a team that went 12-6 against us last year. So I mean, they're not to
Yeah.
be trifled with, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, second place team last year.
Yeah.
And I think they're tied with us right now, aren't they? Or no, they're actually in dead last. They're 1-5. The Twins are ahead of the Indians right now.
Wow.
I mean,
It's fine with me.
early season
Keep 'em there.
predictions never really work. Because, I mean, at this point last year, we were like, well, what if? Maybe they can make the playoffs. And they did not make the playoffs. Didn't happen.
Oh, I see how it is, Mike McCartney. You say you're going to come to our tent, and you go on with Danny Parkins and Carrington instead.
Ooh.
Bastard.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go by there too.
Where are they at?
Well,
You
they're
might not want to mention
Are
that
they
we were
near
on
our
opposite of
undisclosed
them for 2
location?
hours.
Our undisclosed location of
They're on
N42.
gate G or something. I'm sure they're
that's
getting a
uneasy.
few more listeners than we are.
Yeah, they might.
We have 4. I'm sure they have at least 9.
I would be
That's true.
disappointed if they weren't, honestly. I mean,
The day is coming. Right
Here we go.
intercom.
watch your back, Parkins.
Right intercom
Watch
and tell them
your
how
back.
you want the Royalman Report on Sundays after baseball games. I think it would be pretty cool. Sunday baseball game. Oh my God! I see a Lori Jen and a Chris Atkins.
Uh-oh.
After
oh man, am I
Lori
going to have to
and I
give
are
up my
not-
microphone?
Lori and I are not.
No, she's not allowed on the
after
Royalman
you said
Report
back to
anymore.
baseball, Jeff reported in the chat room says you shut your mouth when you're talking on my microphone.
That's good stuff. I look
need
like
a-
if
we need a
Looking at
split
too, it's
screen.
not nice.
I am the Jeff Report.
Jeff
if he
Report.
ate Jonathan Broxton.
it's like Everett Tiefert and
Jonathan
and
Broxton
Tim Collins
can
being in
fit in with
Broxton's
somebody
pants.
else in Jamie Guy's pants.
There's beer in there. There's beer in there.
We can get beer in there
Say hi
and
to
bring
Lori
it out.
Jen and the llama. Hello,
It's not
Lori
like
Jen
there's
and the
liquor
llama.
laws out
Wow.
here. It's a fucking
Problem
parking
solved.
lot.
What kind of beer do they have in there?
I don't care if
We
I
got
drink
booze.
the rest of what's in that cooler.
Free booze.
We're probably at like
I need
12
a
beers
pee.
now.
Okay, there's a. Remember when they scooted the thing over there? It's right over there.
Did you just John Cena me there?
That was I'm 5 beers in. That was what that was.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I thought maybe you were a
And-
five-time world champion.
Sucker.
It's not a really good
Sucker.
podcast until everybody's usually about 3 or 4 in at least. So
I get
Right.
that impression from watching.
We
you guys.
usually do shots upstairs with Kamler's kid.
I'll tell
That
you
kid
what,
can
that
throw
kid
it
can
down.
shotgun a
Oh,
booze.
man.
He can shotgun a
That dude,
PBR, man. He's getting good.
Brett's got his stuff in line.
He so we found an extra ticket and we figured out his. So get this. So here's my kid. They're in map testing, state map testing this week, right?
Uh-huh.
And I said, hey Brett, I have an extra ticket to the game. Would you like to go to opening day with me? Nope. Got to take the test. So,
What
okay,
test?
well,
You
the
failed
state
as a
map
parent.
testing.
Okay.
So I've clearly failed as a parent because
Right.
I was telling the story before you guys came on about how I used to, we used to spend the night out here in line for general admission tickets and all that stuff. So, so we ended up finding an extra ticket. We explained to him that his tests are going to be over at noon. So Kara's going to get him right now, and he's going to come out and have some food, and we're going to go to the game. So,
Hey, Courtney,
is
there any
come
chance
on
we're
here,
going to
Nick.
get you on for the
Yeah, come
Boston
on.
Red Sox games? Are you going to come on with us?
Come on in.
Oh, boy.
Get the hell out of get off
Oh,
of Jeff's
boy.
mic.
Oh, boy.
Hey, come on, a real true broadcast professional. Let's bring you on.
She can teach you
I want to
a thing
hear
or two about
your.
producing.
We're
I
now
want to hear
joined
your. I want to hear your predictions on the Red Sox game. Who are they playing today?
Oh, God. Who are they playing today? Texas.
Texas.
Yes.
Oh, well, that would actually be a good
I
game.
don't have predictions on them at all right now. This is the season where I have no idea what's going on.
Total
we lost-
turnover.
What?
You lost Theo. You lost Francona.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Made
the
some
thing
trades,
is,
though, too.
they invited. Today they're having the big 100th. Yay, we left Fenway Park thing out.
Yeah.
Tito turned down an invitation to be there.
Here, let me
which
explain to you
sorry.
how broadcasting works. You just talk right in the top of the
Sorry,
microphone.
I know
There
how
you go.
broadcasting works.
No, I mean I didn't know if you needed some help.
She produces the.
I'm behind the scenes. I cannot tell where I work, but I'm behind the scenes.
No, undisclosed location.
I'm actually off work today to
There's
be out here
so
with
many
you
sites
fine
on this
people.
card.
There's so many what?
So many websites on this card.
They're not
There's like 9
websites. They're
websites.
Twitter handles. And you know what's funny is I
I'm
forgot
sorry.
the
Hey,
Royalman Report handle.
There was a lady talking. I don't know if we're gonna just go ahead and let her allow it to finish her sentence, but
No, that's okay.
I don't know. You're new to this, so we'll try to figure that out.
Oh.
But he's damn good at this.
Oh
It's okay.
my goodness!
No, I'm just saying. I think
So-
Troy's
Saying.
pants
So
are
who's pitching for
hysterical.
the-
Wait, can I comment on Troy's yellow
Yeah, no,
pants?
go
You
ahead.
absolutely should.
They're so ridiculously polyester. They remind me of the old leftover women's basketball uniforms I had to play when I was in high school. Because
I
like
love
back in the early '90s when I was in high school, we didn't get a lot of money thrown at our basketball team, so we had to wear the ones from the '70s and '80s. They were so polyester. It was
I like.
wedgies happening everywhere.
Like the White Shadow women's
Girls
edition.
got fat over the years. We were fat, but the girls in the 70s and the 80s weren't fat, so these were not attractive-looking uniforms on us. We got fat. I wasn't fat. I'm just saying.
No.
Okay, sorry, fake Ned.
Yeah, no, that was. Tell me more about who's fat and who's not fat. Maybe that should just be a recurring segment on the
not
show.
Who's
fat.
fat? Jonathan Broxton.
Fat.
Still fat.
Still fat.
Still fat.
I
Yeah,
love
dead
it.
or fat.
Dead or fat.
Dead or fat.
Dom-
Oh.
Oh,
Is he?
Too soon.
When
He's
did he-
dead.
when
You
did he
guys, I have
die?
a story about Dom DeLuise, though. My dad lives in southern Vermont,
Yeah.
and Dom DeLuise lives there. He
Oh, I
tried to
love
pay
it.
for all his groceries and coins one. Dad's like, I turn around and I see Dom DeLuise
Dom
and the lady at
DeLuise.
the Grand Union. Dom DeLuise.
Dom
Cannonball
DeLuise.
Run.
What?
Cannonball Run.
Why-
Absolutely.
Why is he paying in coins?
Exactly.
He should be paying in
And
Burt
Dad
Reynolds
says-
signed 8x10s.
The
Captain
clerk
USA,
says,
right?
Mr. DeLuise,
Yeah.
you can't pay in all those coins. And I just thought that's fantastic.
Your money's no good here, Mr. DeLuise.
Pennies aren't good anywhere. I'm sorry, Fake Ned.
No, that was good. That was
we
great.
Tangented.
It costs like 2.4 cents to make a penny.
I know.
How stupid is that?
That's dumb.
Anyway,
Dumb.
Red Sox.
Red Sox, how are they going to do?
Guys, I'm not expecting a lot this year.
Yeah.
I'm really not. Last year, I went to bed crying after they lost.
That was a crazy game, 162.
And
yeah,
I was so happy
162. That was crazy.
Stupid.
We were at Kelly's that night.
Were you guys at Kelly's?
We were at Kelly's that night.
I enjoyed your 1-year celebration of Royalman Report podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I have to say, you guys were super fun. You're super knowledgeable. I've just started listening to the podcast. I'm not going to lie. Because
This show's a lot better when you're at a bar. Or when you're drinking.
It's actually a lot better after you've come home from the bar.
Yeah,
really?
No.
Because you don't care.
No, that's not exactly a lie either.
No, it's not. Absolutely not.
No, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
No, it was a fun night, and we thank everybody who came out to Kelly's for our 1-year anniversary. And
yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. It was a fun night.
I just felt bad because it was like there was a pub crawl, and there by the time I got there, which was like around 7:38, it wasn't even you guys. All the pub crawl people were clearly obnoxiously drunk.
Oh, that was crazy, wasn't it?
Remember that? That was awesome.
Yeah, that was
it
nuts.
was fun to watch people not be like I was not them, which was good.
Yeah.
So
on your Twitter handle, you say that you're from New England.
Yes.
But you love you.
I do love
You've adopted
Kansas
City.
I think Kansas City's adopted me, Fake Ned.
No, clearly, absolutely. So you have been here in town for how long?
8 years.
8 years.
July,
okay.
Yeah.
So
I moved away 2 months before the stupid Sox won the World. 3 months before the stupid Sox won the World
94?
Series. No, in
the second
2004.
time.
In 2004.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
I was
sorry,
in
04.
college in Boston.
Yeah.
And then in May of 99, I moved to Montana for my first job, and
there's no baseball in Montana.
There's a lot of. We used to go to Butte to see, and then the Missoula Osprey. We would go to a lot of minor league.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. We
would go to
have
the
a
bars
segment,
with
a recurring
the players.
segment about the Missoula Osprey.
They look good this year.
They look good.
They
Yeah,
look
they got
fantastic.
that. They got that one kid.
I get
that
it.
one kid. Yeah,
Right.
he can bring it.
Lights out.
Exactly.
Well,
So what would be your favorite opening day
You're not
memory?
gonna like my favorite opening day memory.
What's that?
You're not gonna like my favorite opening day.
I'm
And
sure it's
Royals
I'm
Nation-
sure it's Boston.
I just want to say no. I just want to say that I love the Royals. I love coming to games. I go to 10 to 15 games a year here.
Right.
I love cheering for the Royals. They made me love being a part of the baseball experience again. And this is a fantastic stadium. So I am.
It's gorgeous.
I don't have any negative things to say about the team. Anything. I know the team is. It's coming. It's coming. I mean, there's excitement and it's coming. I will not lie. But I just want to say that my favorite opening day memory was in 2007 when I was here because my friend gave me free tickets. And Schilling was on the mound against you guys. We got hammered. I mean, Royals won that day. And do you guys remember that was when REO Speedwagon sang the national anthem just because they randomly had a new album for sale at Walmart, and obviously the Walmart
like a Walmart
connection.
exclusive.
Exactly. So everybody was like, "What the what? What's
Who's
happening?
REO Speed?
Can't fight this feeling anymore." No, they didn't even sing that. They sang like something from their new album.
That was Alex Gordon's Major League debut.
That was Alex Gordon's first. He didn't do much that game. I think he
No,
had
he
maybe.
didn't do much that first
Was that the game where he came up with the bases
loaded,
I was
standing
that game.
ovation,
I was
struck
there.
out.
He
That's
struck
right.
out because everybody was super excited.
We all
Alex
standing
Gordon.
ovation and everything.
Well, and you know what's similar that year? Everybody was excited to see Alex Gordon come up, but if you guys remember, the Japanese media was here for the third
Daisuke
game.
Matsuzaka,
Daisuke
yes.
debut.
Yes,
and
exactly.
The Daisuke, I mean, it is. It is what it is. We spent a lot of money. We won a World Series that
Spent a
year,
lot of
but
money.
I don't think Daisuke was the make or break factor.
You know, I think it's always iffy when you sign those guys from Japan
that
because Japan is basically like AAA equivalent, and it's difficult to make that translate over.
Exactly.
You have to be an extreme talent, and he's had some good years.
No, it's fine.
And
yeah.
you know, in the past, some other guys, Hideo Noma had some good years, but eventually, you know,
Jonathan
the league
Broxton had
catches
some
up
good years.
Right.
He's gonna have
not
some
from
more,
Japan,
too.
but he's
He
about as
somebody.
big as Japan.
I think he's done now.
You know what?
but-
He looked good the game.
And now it's Yu
good the
Darvish.
other day, though. He really did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so-
good. That's a good opening day,
It's a
Mary.
great
What's
opening
your
day.
prediction for today?
You know, I don't know. I'm just. Well, my prediction is that I'm going to be drunk. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
It's going to be a good day for you,
I mean,
Mike.
I'm not driving.
There you go.
Or it could be a bad day
I guess
for
I have
Mike.
to temper a
Be a-
little bit.
No, I have a flask
Pretty
with
rough.
me. I'm not going to lie.
That's good stuff.
I know it is.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank
for,
you guys.
for
I
putting
don't
up with
want
our
to
shit.
talk too much about the Red Sox.
Hey, we're going to have
This
you back
isn't a
on
Red
for the
Sox
Red Sox
podcast.
series. We're gonna
Yeah,
definitely gonna have
you'll
that.
be our analyst.
No, that's fine.
That's fantastic.
Excellent.
Thank you very
Bye,
much,
guys.
sweetheart. You bet.
Thanks, Corey.